Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Om Jnana Timarandhasya Jnana Anjana Shalakaya Chakshur Unmilitam Yena Tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha Trinadapi Sunichena Tarar Iva Sahishnuna Amanina Manadena Irtaniya Sadahari Hare Nama Hare Nama Hare Nama Iba Kibalam Kalau Nasyeva 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 Gatir Anyatva Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Jigyasitang susampanam apite mahad adbhutam kritavan bhartang yastvang sarvartha pari bringhitam. Narada Muni said, O Vyasadeva, your inquiries were full, and your studies were also well fulfilled, and there is no doubt that you have prepared a great and wonderful literature known as the Maha-Bharata, which is full of all kinds of Vedic sequences elaborately explained. Achintya khalu ye bhava natang starkena yojayet prakritibhya parang yachcha tad achintyasya lakshanam. Anything transcendental to material nature is called inconceivable, whereas arguments are all mundane. And since mundane arguments cannot touch transcendental subject matters, one should not try to understand such things through mundane arguments. Maha-Bharata, Part 1, Chapter 1, Birth of the Kuru Elders, Part 3.
So, last week we heard about Pandu being cursed, but the section we're going to hear today I skipped over, so we're going back in time. So after this we'll be all caught up, but I overlooked this section. Glad to see you all. May Krishna bless you and protect you. Let us continue. And I have a special blessing for you halfway through, so don't touch that dial.
And so the maidservant gave birth to a child who was named Vidura, and he later became chief minister and advisor of the Kuru house. Vidura was raised alongside his two brothers, Dhritarashtra and Pandu, and the three boys grew up like resplendent gods. Everyone was satisfied that the kingdom was now secure. Happiness and prosperity were everywhere as the gods showered their blessings upon the kingdom. Bhishma ruled as regent while the boys grew up. Although Dhritarashtra was the eldest, his blindness disqualified him from becoming the king. Nor could Vidura assume the throne as he was born of a serpent girl. But Pandu was a worthy monarch in every way, and when Pandu came of age, Pandu was installed on the Kuru throne. Pandu excelled everyone in archery, and Pandu soon became skilled in the Vedic science of leadership and diplomacy. All three brothers were given the best education and were raised with affection by Bhishma. As predicted by Vyasadeva, Dhritarashtra displayed immense bodily strength, while Vidura was naturally wise even from childhood. Vidura's devotion to religion and morality could not be matched by anyone. And when Vidura reached maturity, even the learned Bhishma would seek the counsel of Vidura. And it was thus one day that Bhishma approached Vidura and said, "O wise one, we should take steps to ensure that our noble line does not again face extinction. The two princes are now ready for marriage. I have heard that there are 3 princesses worthy of being allied to our house. O Vidura, tell me your thoughts on this." Bhishma said that there was a princess in the Yadu house named Kunti, another named Gandhari, who was a daughter of the mountain king Subala, and a third princess named Madri in Madra. Bhishma suggested that 2 of these girls could be sought for Pandu and the other for Dhritarashtra. Vidura folded his hands and replied, "My lord, you are our father, protector, and preceptor. You should do whatever you feel is proper for our dynasty." Bhishma paced up and down his palace chamber. Bhishma had heard that Gandhari had received a boon from Lord Shiva, who said that she would have 100 sons. Surely Gandhari would make a good wife for Dhritarashtra, who had also been blessed in a similar way by his father Vyasadeva. 100 sons from that powerful prince would surely be a great asset to the kingdom and would thus ensure the continuation of the Kuru dynasty. At once Bhishma arranged for messengers to go to Suvala and ask for the hand of Gandhari. When King Subala heard Bhishma's request, He was hesitant. How could his daughter marry a blind prince? But Subala reflected on the possibility. After all, Dhritarashtra belonged to the glorious Kuru house, and they had ruled the world for thousands of years. Considering the fame, nobility, and virtue of the Kurus, Subala assented to the marriage. And so King Subala had his son Shakuni bring Gandhari to Hastinapur. And when the princess heard that she was to marry the blind Dhritarashtra, Gandhari took a cloth and bound her own eyes, not wanting to be in any way superior to her husband, her lord and master. Shakuni gave away his beautiful sister to Dhritarashtra, along with many gifts sent by his father, King Subala. After being duly respected by Bhishmadeva, Shakuni mounted his golden chariot and returned back to the kingdom. Gandhari became immediately devoted to her husband. Gandhari pleased Dhritarashtra in every way by her attentions. Gandhari never even referred to any other man in her speech, and Gandhari's eyes were always covered by the cloth. And so now, with Dhritarashtra married, Bhishma turned his mind to Pandu's marriage. Bhishma had heard that the Princess Kunti would soon select a husband at a special ceremony known as Swayamvara. That princess was famous for her beauty and womanly qualifications, and Kunti belonged to the noble Yadu race. Bhishma told Pandu to leave at once for the Swayamvara and try to win Kunti's hand. The king mounted a great dark stallion, riding swiftly to the southern kingdom of Kunti Bhoja, the father of Kunti. Like a proud lion, Pandu strode into the Swayamvara arena. And when the many other kings assembled there saw Pandu, broad-chested and with eyes like a furious bull, they considered Pandu to be a second Indradeva. Pandu outshone all the other monarchs, just like the sun rising in the morning sky, obscuring the stars. When Kunti saw that powerful Hastinapur monarch gazing upon her, Kunti's mind became agitated. Trembling with emotion, Kunti walked slowly towards Pandu and shyly placed the nuptial garland around Pandu's neck. Although there were many kings and princes desirous of Kunti's hand, and although a Swayamvara would almost always end up in a fight, the kings abandoned any thought of competing with the mighty Pandu for the Princess Kunti. Mounting upon their steeds and chariots, they all simply returned the way they had come. King Kunti Bhoja came down from the royal platform into the arena, his face bright with delight. For there could be no better match for his daughter Kunti. Immediately the king arranged for the wedding ceremony, presenting Pandu with gifts of great wealth. After a few days, the couple left for Hastinapur, accompanied by a large retinue bearing many colorful pennants which waved in the breeze. The soldiers beat drums, blowing loudly upon their kanchals as they proceeded toward Pandu's capital. Seated with Kunti upon a shining golden chariot and surrounded by brahmanas offering benedictions, Pandu entered Hastinapur in state. Bhishma was overjoyed to see Pandu married to the gentle and beautiful Princess Kunti. But Bhishma also felt that the king needed another queen. Although Gandhari had received the benediction that she would bear 100 sons, Kunti had no such boon. So Bhishma wanted to ensure that the virtuous monarch was blessed with powerful sons. Bhishma went personally to the kingdom of Madra to seek the hand of Madri for Pandu. She was under the protection of her brother, King Shalya. King Shalya received Bhishma and his retinue of ministers, brahmanas, and rishis with all honor. Shalya brought Ganga's son Bhishma into his palace, offering Bhishma a seat of white ivory studded with precious gems. Then the king bathed Bhishma's feet and offered Bhishma arghya. After Bhishma's reception was completed, he spoke to King Shalya. "O king, you should know that I am here to seek a maiden. I have heard that you have an illustrious and chaste sister, and I have chosen her for King Pandu. So now, please tell me if you approve of this arrangement." Shalya replied that the Kuru house was more than worthy of being allied with his house. There was, however, an ancient custom in his family that no girl could be given in marriage unless the suitor offered a tribute. Bhishma had already heard of this custom because it dated back to the great Lord Brahma himself, and Bhishma had come prepared and thus replied to Shalya, "There is no fault in this custom, as it has the approval of the self-born creator, Lord Brahma himself. Therefore, please accept these gifts I have brought in exchange for the princess." Bhishma's men then carried in the heaps of gold coins, pearls, corals, and gems of various colors, setting them before King Shalya. Bhishma also presented the king with hundreds of elephants, horses, and chariots. Shalya received all the wealth with a delighted heart. Shalya then gave Madri to Bhishma, who then soon returned to Hastinapur and performed the wedding ceremony. Pandu established each of his wives in their own splendid palace, and then gave himself up to enjoyment with them both. Pandu would sport in the palace groves and gardens, appearing like a celestial with two beautiful consorts. Namaste Narasimhaya, Prahlad Aklada Dayane, Hiranya Kashipur Vakshaha, Shilatanka Nakalaye. Namaste Narasimhaya, Ito Narasingha Parato Narasingho, Yato Yato Yamitato Narasingha, Bahir Narasingho, Hridaye Narasingho, Nrsingham Ading Sharanang Prapadye. Nrsingham Ading Sharanang Prapadye. Nrsingham Ading Sharanang Prapadye. Tavakara Kamala Vare Nakam Adbhuta Sringam Dalita Hiranyakashipu Tanu Bringam Keshavadrita Narahadi Rupa Jaya Jagadisha Hare Jaya Jagadisha Hare Jaya Jagadisha Hare Keshavadrita Narahadi Rupa Jaya Jagadisha Hare Jaya Jagadisha Hare Jaya Jagadisha Hare Jaya Jagadisha Jaya Jagadisha Jaya Jagadisha Hare Jaya Jagadisha Hare Jaya Jagadisha Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Om Tat Sat